Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics. So today we'll focus on functions, and here's everything you need to know on composite functions. So what is composite functions? Well, it is actually functions that have two or more functions. So for example, fgx or maybe gfx. Right, so in SPM, they will ask us three types of questions. Okay, so to understand this, I have prepared some functions fg and fgx here. Okay, so the first case would be given f and g, find fgx. Okay, so the first question is, which function should we look at? Should we look at f or should we look at g? Right, so the answer is we need to look at the function which is inside g. Okay, so you can assume, right, this x is the counter, f and g is the people queuing in the line. So you can see that g is closer to the counter, right? So means we need to look at g because it's closer to x, right? So now we know that we need to focus on gx, so we just substitute this 2x squared to here. Okay, and then you can see that this one, and if you compare with this one, the things inside the bracket is different, right? So let's make it similar. Let's change all the x in this function to become 2x squared. Because you can see that this thing, if I change it, it will be similar to this, right? So I can just substitute this value to here, and then I simplify to get my answer. And the next case is, given fx and fgx, we need to find gx, right? So this means, right, fx, which is the outside function, is given. Now we need to find gx, the one inside. Okay, so let me relate this into a daily life action that we do, which is washing clothes. So let's assume fgx is the dirty shirt, okay, but it's dirty on the outside because our case is outside, right? So also let us assume that f of x is a soap. Okay, so what we need to do to solve this situation is apply the soap to the shirt, correct? So apply the soap first, then later on we need to remove the foam from the soap, right? So we have a clean shirt. So coming back here, fgx is the shirt dirty on the outside, f of x is the soap. So our first step is to apply the soap to the shirt, or meaning apply f of x inside fgx, right? So to do so, let me put a bracket here because I would like you all to compare this with this. It's actually the same, it's just the things inside the bracket is different. Okay, so this x, let me change it to gx to make it similar. So now you can see this thing and this is the same. So for my next line, I will just write 3gx minus 1. Okay, then this is my second step. I need to remove the foam, or meaning I need to remove the things which are not necessary on the left side. Okay, this is the 3 and minus 1. So I move everything to the right, then I'll get my clean shirt, or my g of x. So in summary, we need to apply the soap or f of x inside the fgx or the dirty shirt. Then later on, we need to clean off the foam, or meaning we need to clean the left side of the equation to find the function that we want. And the last case is gx and fgx is given. We need to find f. So this means, right, this gx, which is the inside function, is given. Now we need to find the one on the outside. Okay, so let me relate this to washing clothes as well. For this case, let's assume that the given function g is the soap and fgx is the shirt lah. But this shirt is dirty on the inside. Okay, so to solve this problem, firstly we need to prepare our soap, and also we need to flip this shirt inside out, correct? So we can only apply the soap to this dirty area. Then once we clean it, then we flip it back. So fgx is our dirty shirt and g of x is the soap. So our first step is to prepare the soap first, or here means for this g of x here, right, let's just substitute 2x squared here, right? Direct substitution. Then later on, for the next step is to flip the shirt inside out, correct? Because we need to clean the things inside the shirt. So here we need to flip or switch all the x to y. Right? So how do we do that? So let us let the things inside the bracket as y. Okay, so this 2x squared will become y, but how about the x here? So what we need to do is rearrange this equation to let x on the left side. Okay, so once you move the square to the other side, you'll get square root y over 2. Then we substitute this value to here. And this is our result. Okay, then later on we simplify a bit, and then for the third step, which is to flip back the shirt, correct? So everything which is in y, we need to change it or switch it back to x. Okay, reason is because in the question here it says, in the bracket it says x. So we can see that here y, we need to change it to x because the question requires. So our first step is just to prepare the slope and the g of x inside the f g x first. Okay, then later on we need to flip or switch all the x to y. Then we need to flip and switch back the y's to x. And lastly, what are the extra facts that we need to know for composite functions, right? So the first one is g f x also means g bracket f of x. So there's an extra bracket on the outside of fx. So we don't usually do this because this one is much more complex. This one should be fine. Right? And the second fact is if f2x, the 2 here means we have two functions of f, as you can see on the right side. If there's a 3, which means there are 3 functions of f. Right? The third fact is fgx does not mean gfx. Right? So now we have fgx, right? So let us try out to find the value of gfx. Okay, so this one f is closer to x, so let's just substitute this one inside here. Okay, then later on we need to change all the x to become 3x minus 1 here, because I would like to let this and this to be similar, so I can write this as my next line. Okay, so if I expand and simplify it, you'll see that this answer is not the same as fgx. Okay, so please remember fg and gf is different. And another thing is, for fgx does not mean f is multiplied by g. Okay, so let's try out f times g, put these two functions together, multiply, and you can see that the answer is not the same as fgx. Okay, so please take note, this is not multiplication. Alright, so this is everything you need to know for composite functions, and if you'd like to view some of the questions regarding composite functions, feel free to click the links in the video description. Right, so thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see y'all in those videos. Bye bye.